Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome once again to our weekly news conference. We've got a good dose of football, men's basketball, and women's basketball the next few moments. A lot of exciting things to discuss. Of course, this weekend we are very excited to be at Five Star Stadium as the Bears will be playing Furman with a win. The Bears will win outright their first Southern Conference regular season football championship. For those of us in the room that have been here since the very beginning and when this football program was started 11 years ago, I think we're all excited for this day, and certainly probably will be the biggest game yet in Five Star Stadium. Bears are coming off a loss to number 9 Alabama Saturday afternoon in Tuscaloosa, while Furman defeated ETSU in Johnson City. That scored 24-21. Kickoff this week is 3 p.m. U.S. rankings just in. Mercer in the coaches poll at number 9, in the stats poll at number 8. We'll have Coach Jacobs come first, and we've got a couple of players as well. With that, Coach Jacobs.
Good afternoon. Good to see everybody. Just kind of summing up the Alabama game. I think anytime you go into those, right, I think it's really important on how you play is a big thing. And I thought, the first indicator for me that I look at is our effort, and then, did we give up at any moment? And I thought our guys fought hard. I thought we strained. I thought they worked to finish plays and blocks. And there's some, just like any games, there's some moments of really good football in there against one of the top teams in the country. So, huge learning lesson. Great avenue for our players to put themselves on the national scene, to put Mercer on the national scene, and compete hard. As far as the game itself goes, when you're playing, it's every week you got to do certain things to win the game, but I think especially when you play up a level and the caliber of team that Alabama is, we kind of went into the week and, we talked about a few things that we felt like we had to do. We felt like, we really had to work hard to generate a handful of stops on defense and gang tackle, which I thought, for the most part, tackling was solid on the day. There's a handful of missed tackles in there. We had to not turn the ball over, which unfortunately we didn't do. And then we had to try to make a splash play in special teams. And I thought our special teams really played well in the game. We pressured their punter twice. I think he had a punt of 20 and 29 yards. That certainly affected field position. So we did affect the game special teams wise, which I was happy with. Just kind of revisiting the offensive performance. I thought you have to look for the small victories in a big loss, right? And I thought the things that we did well, there was only 1 3-and-out in the first half. I thought you'll hear from him here, but I thought our freshman quarterback, I thought Witt was tremendous on the day. I thought it started with his preparation throughout the week and how he prepared to go into that game. And then I thought you saw it from the second he stepped on the field, the composure, the communication at some place that's extremely loud to play and difficult. He handled all the check with me's really well at the line of scrimmage. And, he's 11 for 13 at halftime, I believe, with over 100 yards passing. And so I thought the way he played in the game, the way he handled himself, gave our offense, a chance. I thought we did a good job in the first half moving the football. Unfortunately, the 3 turnovers, they hurt us. The one was a great play by number 4, their defensive lineman. He's kind of laying on his back and caught the tip ball. Not much you can do about that one. The other 2, we have to be better with our ball security. One was a situation where we got to claw the ball from behind because the guy tracked us down from the backside. And then on Parker's, we got to double clutch in traffic. But again, at the end of the day, and why were those not just critical because they were turnovers? They all happened in plus territory. They all happened on Alabama's side of the football, or Alabama's side of the field. So, again, that contributed to us, struggling a little bit there. And then defensively, again, I thought we had a chance at some big plays. I thought Isaac Dowling had a huge quarterback pressure early in the game, that a penalty was called on, but I thought that was a critical play. And then, you saw us have a chance of just playing good stretches of football, but didn't quite do enough over the course of the 60-minute game. But again, you leave there, we're reasonably healthy coming out of the game. I thought that, again, the parameters for me are that our effort, our strain, and our competitiveness we're there for all 60 minutes. So, we kind of wrap up Alabama and we move into a huge week, arguably maybe the biggest week this program's had on campus for football, as we have a chance to win the outright conference championship for the first time in school history. And so, all of our focus, once we put that thing to bed yesterday with Alabama, all of our focus, all of our work and all of our strain is on putting the best product on the field Saturday for Furman. So with that, I'll open it up for questions.
There's a great photo of you and Coach DeBoer before the game chatting. I don't know if you guys were talking about anything serious, but what's one thing you learned from going up against one of the best coaches in college football?
Yeah, I think, again, I have a ton of respect for him because that's a guy that started his coaching career at the NAIA level. And he's won everywhere he's been, right? He took an NAIA job. He was an FCS guy. He was an FBS, group of 5 coordinator. Then he was a Power 4 coordinator, and then a group of 5 head coach, and then a Power 5 head coach. And he's just had tremendous success. So, just talking through those moments, he and I don't know him very well, but we have a handful of mutual friends, so just catching up on a few of those guys. And, they were very complimentary. Obviously, we were as well, just in terms of what we do and how hard our kids play. So it was good to chat pregame.
Coach, do you get awestruck going to stadiums like that?
Not really. I mean, I'm probably the wrong guy to ask. I grew up around it, right, man? I've been around some big time games. I'm a coach's kid, so I can remember in 1993, West Virginia played Miami, Florida as 2 undefeated teams, and they got Warren Sapp and Rohan Marley, and those guys are kicking the pylons over and all that stuff, and West Virginia ended up winning, and they carried the goalpost downtown to the bars and stuff. I have all these vivid memories, so I try not to get too much. The field's the same size, and, I'll be honest, once you get into game day, I really kind of tune all that out, and I'm so hyper-focused on what's going on, you really don't get into much of it.
Once you watch film, what was your message to your team yesterday?
Yeah, that I'm proud of how they competed and how they strained, that whether it's Alabama or Furman or Wofford, that we can't do things that beat us. And, we're going to learn from the mistakes that we made, and then we're going to move forward because we have a big week. We got no time to feel sorry for ourselves or, lick our wounds. We got to get rolling on Furman, and that's really been it. We're full steam ahead in our preparation for a huge week of football.
I know you probably watched some of the Furman film already before this past Saturday's game. What did you see from them in Saturday's game?
Yeah, I saw a team that's been, they rolled their roster. They were senior laden, and they were a darn good football team last year. Obviously, winning the conference outright and their playoff run. But a lot of those guys graduated. They had a handful of transfers. There's been a bunch of attrition. So what they have is, they do a tremendous job evaluating high school kids and bringing them up. But they got a young football team right now. And what you're seeing as the season goes on is you're seeing those young guys who played their first college start week 1 are now, 9, 10, 11, 12 weeks into a season, and they've grown, and they're playing better football, and they came to play, and they took the ball away from ETSU, created turnovers, and protected the football, and gave themselves a chance to win on the road last week.
As a segue, you talk about all year long the gauntlet that is the SoCon. You probably weren't even shocked about Saturday's results.
No, you just look anywhere. We know what Sanford's capable of, right? And they I don't even know if you call it an upset at Chattanooga, right? They've been up and down a little bit, but they're more than capable. And then, again, Furman's a team that knows how to win. I believe they have the most SoCon championships out of anybody in the league. And so, again, it's a matter of time before their young guys develop and start making plays, and those close games begin to go their way. And so, this conference is brutal. I think it's a testament to the people in it that we play everyone every week, right? There's no crossover. There's no buys. You have to play everybody. And I think that says a lot when you come out of this conference that you're playoff ready and battle tested.
I know you said it a couple weeks ago, just the last few matchups have kind of been playoff-like.
Sure.
Does that kind of get obviously more exemplified this week with that?
We've kind of been in that mindset since the Sanford game. There has been, hopefully, I think folks would feel that there's been an edge in this building in the sense of there's an urgency about what we're doing. We understand the stakes. We understand how important this moment is for the school, right? And I'm not going to shy away from, placing a lot of emphasis on this game and playing well. And, now what we do to win the game, those things don't change, right? Got to run the football, stop the run, right? Create turnovers. Like that stuff doesn't change. That's every single game we play, regardless of opponent. But, we need to have an understanding that this is a big game. It's not just another week, right?
Coach, talk about it, but I know you come in and develop this program. You got guys like that Witt did well on Saturday, and Carmelo did a good job covering Alabama's one of the best receivers in the nation, and then you got a kid like Andrew Zox that's contributing to as well. How are you doing with it, or how do you feel about the progression of this program and when you came in here trying to?
Sure, I think, just with the way that the portal is now and kind of the transient nature of rosters, you're seeing more freshmen play. And we're very fortunate that we have a bunch of freshmen in this program that are really good football players, and they've worked their way into the starting lineup. And when we've called their number, they've executed at a high level, kind of regardless of circumstance. And, the three guys in particular that you mentioned have been a huge part of our success this year. And, Melo's been playing a bunch of special teams for us, but to see him play a bunch of defense, it's kind of what we see in practice, right? And so really proud of how he performed on Saturday. We already kind of talked about Witt, and, Zach's been doing it all season for us, so absolutely.
After this game, going into the biggest game in program history, is there a benefit coming off the game against Crimson Tide now and going into this game? When you talk about the lessons you learned, is there?
Anytime you lay it on the line and you have some successes in the game, I think it builds confidence. Right? Like, we're not going to see a team that moves around like those guys do. We're not going to play in a bigger environment necessarily. We'll play games with more on the line than that game had. But I think it just, I think it gives our kids confidence that if you can go lay it on the line against Alabama, you should be able to go lay it on the line against anybody in the SoCon.
Anything else for Coach Jacobs? All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Well, as Todd and Coach pointed out, it's got to be exciting for Mercer football fans to be this late in the season and playing so well, and the next two guys are freshmen stepping up. But next will be our freshman quarterback, Whit Neubauer from Raleigh, North Carolina, against Alabama. As Coach said, great game, 15 of 22 for 140 yards and a touchdown pass for the season, playing 6 games, 65 of 113, 994 yards, 7 touchdowns. Whit, come share with us how you think this freshman year is going, and how you're looking forward to the game this weekend.
Good afternoon. Freshman year, thought it's, started good. Got my first in action against Princeton. Thought I did a good job starting there. Next game, going into Sanford away. Rough spot to get into. Thought I played all right that game. Put some stuff on film that I need to work on, especially the pick, just knowing where to throw the ball, knowing when to throw it away. Also, I think I got to learn just protecting the ball. Also, keep the turnovers, especially on when I fumbled. But overall, I think the freshman year has been going good so far.
Talk about that throw to Kendall in the game on Saturday. What was that moment like to be able to stoop down and be a part of that play?
Yeah, so I threw it up. I don't know. I got hit, fell on the ground. I didn't know if he caught it or not. I saw 18 going to the sideline. I didn't know if he picked it. The crowd kind of went crazy. I had a O-line come up to me. He's like, he caught it, and I'm like, and then I go to the sideline. I see the replay and the one-hand catch. That was an amazing grab. I'm glad that was his first college touchdown. I'm glad for him. Happy for him.
Yeah. How many times did you practice as a kid throwing a touchdown pass in Bryan Davis Stadium?
Not much. Only imagine it.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Now, they showed the picture of your parents after your touchdown pass. Who was more excited about that moment, you or your parents?
My dad's a very emotional guy, so I'd probably give it to my dad.
Coming in and being able to make a big difference in this offense, just as a freshman, I know you kind of touched on it. It seems like you've had a good year, but just how are you feeling going into week by week preparation just for games and all that?
I'm feeling better every week, to be honest with you. I think the game plans we've had each week have been great. I'm looking forward to this week, making history on Saturday, and yeah.
What's the dynamic between you and DJ like? He wishes he was out there playing. He's had some injury problems, but what do you guys, talk about when you guys back each other up?
I mean, I love DJ. He's a great guy. He's always lifting me up. I mean, after game, every game, he'll come up to my parents, talk to my parents. He's got a great relationship with me. He's a great leader for sure in the QB room.
What would you say is the biggest thing that you've learned this season over the last, 6, 7, 8 weeks?
Biggest thing I learned, just next play mentality. I mean, you can't hold yourself. I mean, picks are going to happen. That's the position you're at. I mean, turnovers are going to happen. You just got to, next play mentality. And I feel like over the past couple of weeks, I've done a better job with that.
After all these games, is there somebody that you feel like the chemistry is stronger with? Or some of the guys, you got so many weapons. Like you said.
Yeah. Braden, he's hurt right now, but I feel like in practice especially, I got a good chemistry with him. And, KP, just got to throw that ball up to him. He'll go get anything. Kendall, I think all the receivers in different ways, they'll go make plays no matter what.
You see anything from their secondary, for Saturday?
There's some spots we're going to try and attack, but I'm just looking forward to seeing, going to practice tomorrow and just seeing what we can do this week and just prepare for that game.
Anything else for Will? All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, let's go to the defensive side of the ball. And Carmelo O'Neal, he's a freshman safety from Atlanta, Georgia. Against Alabama Saturday, he had 3 tackles and a pass breakup. Come forward. Tell us how you think the season's going, and you're looking forward to the game this weekend.
Good afternoon. How y'all doing? I think the season is going great. I think we're straining a lot. Coach Jacobs, make sure he keeps that point on practice. Making sure we do everything right, because in the SoCon, games come down to the last quarter, last second, and that one thing that you do wrong can make you end up winning or losing. So he's making sure we keep our foot on the line at practice, making sure about all the little small things, making sure we do everything right. All the coaches, they just pinpoint that. But I think the season's going great, especially for the team. We got a lot of good chemistry with each other. It's like a brotherhood here, so it's like everybody is just on the same page, on point with each other. For myself, I think I was special team rotational guy for the whole season, but some injuries happened. I had to end up starting cornerback Alabama first start. Wasn't really nervous. I actually liked the atmosphere a lot. I got to really tell my kids about that. The atmosphere of the stadium, just looking up, seeing the whole crowd, seeing everybody there, it was really, I really thought I was in the NFL or something. But yeah, we've been having a great season. We're going to keep it going.
A little bit, guarding Ryan Williams on Saturday, that's something that kind of a matchup that you dream about growing up as a kid?
Yeah, it's always a matchup dream about guarding a future NFL player, man. That's just talent you don't see on a regular basis. So guarding him, I wasn't nervous. I was locked in, focused, trying to strain, and I really wanted to choose violence against Alabama.
Did he jaw with you at all?
Oh, nah. I don't really talk on the field unless somebody say something to me, then we can. Yes, sir.
Being in a veteran group like the defensive back room, what's one of the biggest things that you've learned across the season, just in terms of just how to grow as a player and things like that?
One of the top things I learned is to stay in the treatment room. We got a lot of veteran guys who've been here a long time, seniors, red shirt seniors, so they tell me all the time, you got to stay in the treatment room, you got to stay ready, be available for anything. I didn't know I was going to start at cornerback. I play safety, but I'm available at every position, anything you need me to do. They've been teaching me, just stay focused, man. You got to stay in the film room, stay studying. Yes, sir.
I echo what Mike asked earlier. What have you learned about yourself this year?
I learned a lot about myself. I actually learned, that I could build up my speed. I learned actually how high I could jump. I got a high vert, doing what the strength of style asked me to do is impressive. It's getting myself better, actually, getting me stronger, getting me faster, stuff like that. So I didn't learn a lot about myself, stuff I could actually, do on the field. Yes, sir.
What's been the most, talk about learning or, dream playing against Alabama, what's been the most fun part of the season? As a freshman being on a team that's, going to the playoffs?
I say the most fun part of the season. The most fun part of the season will be us winning the ring, but I feel like the most fun part of the season so far has just been like being with the teammates in the locker room, man. We done went to various places as each other, like it's a brotherhood. We went to the movies, we went bowling, like we just been like we with each other 24/7 trying to build that chemistry with each other. So every moment with the team is fun.